Yo, T, they ready? Let's go.
Feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling my feeling. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling my feeling. My feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling my feeling. My feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling my.
Welcome to Lifing 101, a journey through life's experiences, challenges, and interpretations. An intriguing and soul-refining podcast that explores the countless twists of life. Get ready to be amused, enlightened, entertained, empowered, and inspired. Hosted by Tina C. Christian, your MC with the LPC, and guest co-host Lorenda McKinney, your MC with the PhD.
Welcome, lovely listeners, to an exciting episode of Lifing 101 podcast,
where we dive into life's little mysteries and offer you insights to help you lead a happier, more fulfilling life.
I'm your MC with the LPC, Tina C. Christian, navigating y'all through this journey up and down and all around on this emotional roller coaster we call life.
And I'm your MC with the PhD, Lorenda McKinney. So grab your favorite beverage, find a comfortable spot, sit back and relax while we embark on this restorative journey together.
Good morning, afternoon, and or evening out there to all my lovely listeners. Today, we're embracing this stimulating notion of self-love through self-care, because self-love is the best love.
Self-love is definitely the best love. Tina, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens if you only make withdrawals from your bank account and you never, ever make a deposit?
You got broke.
Okay. Broke, negative, drained. There's nothing left to give.
Mm-hmm.
You are no good for the people you love the most if you're not caring for yourself.
Right.
The most important part to remember about self-love is it is not selfish. Self-love is an important part of self-care and personal well-being. Each method of self-care fits into one of the 7 pillars: mental, emotional, physical, environmental, spiritual, recreational, and social.
Absolutely. But get out your heads and get your heads out the gutter, because, sugars, we not talking about cuffing the carrot or spanking the monkey, even though that may work for some folks. That's a whole different show.
So, Tina, let's jump right in and talk about some essentials of self-love through self-care. So I have this really neat t-shirt, and it says, self-love is taking trips and shit. So self-love might look different to each and every one of us. There is no wrong way to love on yourself. It is whatever helps you feel like you're treating yourself just as good as you treat some of your very loved ones.
Right. Well, for starters, positive self-talk, can go a long way. And no, I'm not talking about uncontrollable, confusing, cray-cray talking to yourself like that makes no sense. I'm referring to replacing that self-criticism with self-affirmations such as I am beautiful, I am intelligent, I am enough, and I will not let others define me. Speaking to yourself positively, kindly, and giving yourself some grace can really boost your mood and provide you with some self-motivation.
Now let's talk about some real critical essentials of self-love and self-care. Setting boundaries. It's okay to say no sometimes and to prioritize your own well-being. You don't have to be a people pleaser. If you are always trying to please others and always putting others before yourself, when will you have time to take care and please yourself? It's okay to help others and put yourself on a back burner temporarily, but don't leave yourself back there on the back burner. Setting boundaries are necessary emotionally, physically, and sexually, as well as in the workplace, at home, and in relationships. Allow yourself to be so focused on living in peace, getting paid, and walking in purpose that you have no time to worry about people pleasing, pettiness, or irrelevant opinions.
Okay, right, Doc. And don't let people make you feel guilty or selfish, because my boundary mottos is I will do what I want to do, when and if I want to do it. Next, let's talk about self-care routines and healthy eating habits. Now, let me encourage you while I encourage myself. Because, baby, let me tell you, I struggle with these two right here all the time. Don't get me wrong. I do them. I just don't dedicate enough time to the self-care practices such as meditation, exercise, and relaxing activities. And I fall short of being consistent. But let me tell you, let me just say this. Life do be lifing. And sometimes, I allow things to knock me off my square. So they are, however, tremendously important for all of us. And I'm constantly striving to do better. So please be sure to steal some time for yourself, some me time, and take time out of your daily, routine to do some daily grooming and care for yourself. And try to eat at least 3 healthy meals a day. And don't forget at least 8 glasses or 64 ounces of water a day, people.
And margaritas.
Yes, ma'am. The margaritas count as water, too. We just kidding. But anyway, your kidneys, your bladder, and your skin will thank you for the water. Get you a self-care routine. Go take a walk, meditate, stretch, pray, take a nap, listen to some uplifting music, dance, read a book, take a relaxing bath. You catch my drift.
Exactly. When you know better, you do better. So the next essential is pursuing your passions and engaging in activities and hobbies that you're passionate about and that bring you joy. So speaking of bringing me joy, that would include taking trips, being a professional napper, and shopping are some of the hobbies that I really enjoy.
Not you a professional.
Professional.
I ain't mad at you. I mean, I'm mad because my ass can't take a nap. I wish I could take a nap. I be watching Bobby, he be falling asleep and taking a nap. I want to just hit him in the throat. Because I'm like, man, how do people take naps?
Well, I'm holding nap seminars next weekend. Go ahead and sign up, Miss Taylor.
I better. I better. Before we continue on our self-love and self-care journey, we'd like to share some prestigious quotes with you by some of the famous and notable folks.
In the words of Mark Twain, a man cannot be comfortable without his own approval.
From the words of Buddha, you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserves your love and affection.
And from the words of Beyonce, your self-worth is determined by you. You don't have to depend on someone telling you who you are.
Girl, right. And even Beyonce's sister, Solange, stated, when you take care of yourself, you're a better person for others. When you feel good about yourself, you treat others better.
And from one of my very favorites, Maya Angelou, I must undertake to love myself and to respect myself as though my very life depends upon my self-love and self-respect.
Okay. And even in the words of your boy William Shakespeare, self-love, my liege, is not so vile a sin as self-neglecting.
And although I can't purr like a kid, or the kid stated, it's all about falling in love with yourself and sharing that love with someone who appreciates you, rather than looking for love to compensate for a self-love deficit.
Mm-hmm. And Kerry Washington, who stated, for me, self-love is like, am I sleeping enough? Eating well? Not. I am eating well to be able to fit into my skinny jeans, but am I eating well to be healthy and strong and to acknowledge the good? Because there is always a lot of good.
We could go on and on and on.
For sure.
But you see, lovely listeners, the importance of self-love and self-care is echoed and celebrated by many successful individuals, which definitely leads us to believe that it is a key factor in being the best you that you can be.
Correct. Now, these are 3 biggies that I feel are equally important. Forgiving yourself, accepting your flaws, and embracing your imperfections. I'm always saying, give yourself some grace, and that means letting go of your past mistakes, forgiving yourself for any perceived failures or shortcomings, and loving the skin that you're in, and knowing that you are perfectly imperfect, just like every other human being. Now, None of us are perfect, and we all make mistakes. Learning and growing from them is what matters. Show me a perfect person that hasn't made a mistake and or with no failures or no flaws, and I'll show you a fake liar. But for real, I love me some me, flaws and all, baby.
And then 2 more gems to drop on self-love and self-care will be prioritizing sleep.
You would.
Dear me. And surrounding yourself with positivity. Getting enough rest to support your physical and mental health is crucial for self-care. And make sure to keep a positive circle of friends and loved ones around who lift you up and support your well-being and not tear or bring you down. Be intentional about who gets to experience you. In the words of Jack Kornfield, if your compassion does not include yourself, it is not complete.
Oh, I like that. Before we go on, but to speak to what you said about surrounding yourself with positivity and, keeping yourself with a circle of friends that going to lift you up and not tear you down, that is crucial. I don't think people realize how important that is. We get so hung up on having friends, but sometimes we don't really have those, what do you want to call it? Genuine friends.
Yeah. And people get quantity mixed up with quality.
That is correct. And some people get friends mixed up with associates, and so I like to say and tell people all the time, everybody's not going to be your cheerleader.
That's right.
You sometimes you have to cheer for yourself, but you'll see who your true friends are and the positive people in your circle, the ones that's going to cheer you on and lift you up.
That's right. And you find yourself being the happiest around those people.
That is correct. They won't tear you down, weigh you down. They won't give off that negative energy. So you'll know when you're in the presence of that positive circle and those people.
Right.
Yeah. So just wanted to stop and say that before we moved on. And next, we're going to talk about practicing mindfulness and self-compassion. Being mindful means basically staying present, in the moment, the here and now, and being aware of your thoughts and your feelings without judgment. Funny thing is, I just read a quote today. The quote said, "Don't cry over the past. It's gone. Don't stress about the future. It hasn't arrived. Live in the present and make it beautiful." So treating yourself with self-compassion requires giving yourself the same compassion and empathy that you would give or offer to your friends that were going through something or experiencing hard times and struggle.
And that's interesting you say that, because I always find myself saying, give yourself the same grace and mercy you would allow someone else.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
and
ma'am.
Moving on, we have 2 more that would include celebrating achievements and investing in personal growth. If you want to talk about somebody that's constantly telling themselves, I'm buying this because I think I deserve it, that would be me. Acknowledge your accomplishments, both big and small, and celebrate your successes. Pursue personal development and grow by learning, setting goals, and challenging yourself.
Yes, ma'am. We talked a little bit last week about celebrating the achievements and even the small, achievements that you make. Sometimes we get so hung up on the big goal and the big idea that we forget to celebrate along the way. And those small achievements deserve celebrating as well. I don't care if they're, just something you may think of that is real small or little. Other people may see it as a great accomplishment because, like we said last week too, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it,
Right.
So,
and it's true because all progress is progress,
correct,
regardless of how small you think it is.
Yes. And last, but definitely not least, self-respect and seeking professional help. Even when your values and your beliefs are different from others, respect yourself and your own. Self-respect consists of loving yourself and treating yourself with care, knowing your worth and treating yourself accordingly. Now, as a licensed professional counselor, I encourage you to not be afraid or hesitate to consult with a therapist or a counselor for professional help if you feel like you need it. But let me let y'all in on a little secret. Those that don't seek the help when they need it, those are the ones that actually go crazy. Remember that, okay? If you don't get the help that you need, you're probably likely to go crazy. So don't let people discourage you from seeking out professional help. If you feel like people are going to think you're crazy, that's not the case. It's more or less like if you don't get the help that you need, you're probably going to go crazy.
Right, Tina. It's not crazy to go get help. It's crazy to deny yourself help.
Correct. Remember, self-love is an ongoing journey, and it may involve different practices for different people. Self-love isn't just about kale salads and kaleidoscope affirmations, people. It's about indulging in your inner child, embracing your eccentric side, and celebrating the beautifully bizarre self-care rituals that make you you. Expect a little from others and more from yourself. That's the secret to living a more fulfilling life.
It's about recognizing your worth and taking the necessary steps to prioritize your well-being and your happiness. Remember, it's not just self-care, it's self-love, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for tuning in to Lifing 101 podcast. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of It's the Self-Love and Self-Care for Me.
And until next time, keep prioritizing yourself, keep loving on yourself, keep taking care of yourself, and don't forget your value.
Stay hopeful
And stay curious.
Before we part ways, we invite you to share your own stories, thoughts, and reflections with us. Connect with us on social media, reach out through our website, or simply leave a comment on your preferred podcast platform. Feel free to leave us in voicemail at 816-607-1243 with any thoughts, concerns, or questions that you'd like shared on Lifing 101 or just answered or addressed. If you prefer to send us an email, feel free to do so by sending it to our website, lifing101pod.com, or send us an email to info@lifing101pod.com. Your insights and experiences enrich our shared understanding of this incredible journey we're all a part of. Please subscribe to this podcast and follow our website, lifing101pod.com, and find and follow us on your favorite social media platforms. Stay hopeful, stay curious, and keep embracing the vibrant, unpredictable, and awe-inspiring journey that we call life. Goodbye for now, and may your days be filled with endless wonder.